And before I finished that swan, they asked me if I wanted to be their apprentice. Well, we had 5 days to carve 22 tons of ice, and we rocked up with 8 chisels and a chainsaw each. And we saw the Russians, the Americans, lots of teams there, lots of countries. And they pulled up and they basically brought their studios with them. So they were literally taking off containers from trucks and going, they're my tools, and we've got a sack full of chisels, and the Americans laughed. Oh my, they just laughed at us.
And what is it about Liverpool that kind of draws you back?
More than anything, it's the people.
Yeah.
It's the people. We are known throughout the world. Our hospitality is second to none, and with that we are fierce with it as well. We call ourselves Scouts. Not English, we're Scouts.
Hi everyone, I'm KG. I'm the founder of Lapskaus, a local brand that's all about local pride, indie spirit, and connecting Scousers to each other so that we can create community and belonging. And this is Lapskaus Artist Deep Dives, where I go out and meet Liverpool's artists and makers, from musicians, poets, artists, sculptors. If they're doing something that brings joy through creativity and they're making cool stuff in Liverpool, then we're here to shine a light on it and celebrate their work. Welcome to another episode of Lapskaus Artist Deep Dives. Today we're stepping into the world of Paul Crawford, a multi-talented artist whose creativity has few limits. I had the pleasure of visiting Paul at his amazing workshop in Aintree back in September, and every corner of it is filled with his creations, quirky characters, a fair few axes, and even chainsaws. From sculpting to carving, sketching, and many other formats, Paul does it all. While I was there, I even tried my hand at a bit of axe throwing and I barely hit the target. Now get ready to discover the stories behind Paul's work, his creative process, what drives his passion for bringing art to life, and just how many formats he can actually work in. Join me as we meet Paul and hear his story. Right, before we dive in, a quick apology from me. We didn't pull the shutters down in Paul's workshop, so you'll hear the odd lorry rumbling past. Then the camera decided to join in and gave us a wobble on the quality later, so it's only for a small section. The conversation's still worth it. Appreciate you bearing with us. Hi folks, we are here today with Paul Crawford, who's an artist, as our next Lapskaus Artist Deep Dive. I'm going to hand over to Paul to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you and your artistic background and kind of how you came into art.
Certainly. My name's Paul Crawford. I'm the owner and head artist at Hand and Art studio in Liverpool. So I never had any sort of formal training or anything like that. I self-taught when I was much younger. I always loved drawing, messing around with clay or paint. It was always something that I found a lot of joy in. So yeah, I just continued with it, and I started sculpting through an absolute accident. I moved into a flat just on Lark Lane, and the people above were artists. And at the time I didn't know this, but I went to walk through my front door one day, and a load of water came out from above the window and splashed me. And I looked up and I was like, what happened then? This fella popped his head up and went, I'm really sorry about that. And I looked up and I thought, oh, but he came downstairs. We started talking. He was very nice, very apologetic, but he also turned out to own the ice sculpting company in Liverpool, Glacial Art. And yeah, I got to know him and his business partner, so Matt Foster and Matt Chandler. And at first they were like, well, you're a big lad, you fancy helping us carry some ice sculptures, doing some work that way? I said, yeah, absolutely, I'd love to. But I didn't want to say to somebody who was making money out of their art and making a really big impact on the art scene, especially for ice sculptors, to say, no, I'm quite arty, can I have a go? Yeah. But I think I did deliveries with them for a few months, and then I asked if I could have a go.
Okay.
And they were like, oh yeah, sure, there's a swan that needs carving, it's not going out for a couple of months. Have a go with that, but don't worry about it if you do a bad job, we've got plenty of time to redo it. And before I finished that swan, they asked me if I wanted to be their apprentice.
Wow.
And then that was it.
Okay, so how old were you when that happened?
Oh my days, I was 24, 25.
Okay.
There and thereabouts.
Yeah, and before you found that way into ice sculpting, had you been working as an artist? Or
Not at all.
No. What were you doing before? What was like yours?
I was chefing. I was working in different kitchens, hotels. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
And as arty as that is, it wasn't sculpting, and it's always something that I always thought I wanted to do.
Right.
So I thought it was very serendipitous to find them, especially throwing water over.
I know. What a way to meet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, when you were chefing, were you kind of on the side doing art?
Always.
Like sketching, all that sort of stuff?
Sketching, even whittling. I used to love to whittle, just little tiny wood carved. I've got a few about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're always drawing or painting. So I always like doing watercolours. I always liked charcoals, and I've always liked doing art. So any little pieces of art I could find time to do it, and I would do it. That would be my spare time.
Yeah. And then you serendipitously ended up working for an ice sculpting company in Liverpool, which I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
And then you got a job with them, and then so your first professional art gig was as an ice sculptor.
It was an ice sculptor's apprentice. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
I know it was quality.
Wow. So what are the most exciting ice sculptures that you've done? Would you say?
Well, there was lots. My favourite is where we did the scene for Game of Thrones. The ice, they called it Ice Henge. Yeah. Where the White Walkers walk in with the baby, place it down the water.
Yeah.
That was us.
Wow, that's amazing.
Probably the most recent. I'm trying to think now because there's loads. We did a big giant Smirnoff ice bar at Cannes Film Festival. We were with some really famous people. Also, we got invited to the World Championship in Alaska, where we won a couple of awards. That was truly magical. The four of us, it was the hardest, most grueling task I think we've ever had to do for Glacial Art, or that I did for Glacial Art, because the lads are part of the European ice sculpting champions.
So on ice sculpting, what sort of tools do you use for that?
All the tools that you use for wood carving, so it's chainsaws, chisels, even flame, even a blowtorch.
Wow.
To get like a really smooth finish. And something as simple as a steak knife, believe it or not, because it gives really good texture. Really good texture on the ice.
Amazing. And so, for example, the thing you said was the hardest glacial art you've ever had to do. What kind of time investment does something like that take?
Well, we had 5 days to carve 22 tons of ice.
Ooh! Wow!
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was unreal. I suppose it was the movement and management of it as well, because we had 5 blocks, and each block weighed a ton. So when we got there to set up, because this is in Alaska, Fairbanks, Alaska. Yeah. It is. I think when we got there, it was minus 32 or something. It was horrendously cold. And we rocked up, and the English team pulled in with 8 chisels and a chainsaw each. And we saw there was the Russians, the Americans, lots of other teams, lots of teams there, lots of countries. And they pulled up, and they basically brought their studios with them. So they were literally taking off containers from trucks and going, "They're my tools," and we've got a sack full of chisels. And the Americans laughed. Oh my, they just laughed at us. But
they just look at you like you amateurs.
Oh, exactly. But when we got there, when we were on day 3 of moving all this ice and carving it out, they were unbelievably impressed with what we did with what we had.
Yeah, with the tools you had.
So yeah, we got a lot of respect that day. It was brilliant. It was
amazing. Awesome. Fantastic. So thanks for that. So obviously you spent many years doing ice sculpting, but I've had a look at your art, and you've got so many mediums, from like charcoal, you've done woodwork, you've done ice sculpting, you do sketching. What is it about kind of all the different mediums that pulls you in, and what's been the journey through them, if you had to sequence the mediums that you worked on?
Yeah, certainly. So it was drawing first.
Yeah.
So it's like that. I always wanted to create or make or even just I find myself getting lost in whatever moment that I'm in. Mm-hmm. So even when I'm drawing or sculpting, it doesn't. It's like when I'm doing it, I lose myself. And I'm just watching something unfold. Yeah. Like it's not me that's doing it.
It's just coming to you.
I'm watching it happen. It's I do get lost in it. But it was always drawing first. Mm-hmm. I was doing pencils or colour pencils. Yeah. And then when I found charcoal, I can't remember where I saw them first. Where I saw like a charcoal drawing, and thought, that looks lovely. Like the depth and the motion. I remember thinking, even as I must have only been about 14, 15, like still in school, thinking, oh, wow, I want to do charcoal. And I remember doing that for me GCSE. I was like, I want to do charcoal from GCSE. And I was determined to capture that sort of flow that was in this image. I can still see the image. And I didn't get anywhere near as good as that one, but it was the journey and the process. And when I found that I really enjoyed charcoal, I wanted to know what could be next.
Right.
And it was more just more getting the knowledge of the different mediums. So I went from pencils to charcoal, doubly to watercolours.
Okay.
Because watercolour is extremely difficult, especially if no one's teaching you. You kind of get really lost in it.
You're completely self-taught.
That's it. But as much as I could, and obviously when I got so far, I was like, I need to get better at this, or there was some areas or techniques that I just couldn't figure out. I would either ask an art teacher, or I would even like get books from libraries and things like that. It would be that way. So it wasn't like a what's next or what's the next progression. It was just what else can I find out? What else? Because art has always brought me joy. It always gives me a sense of true happiness. And that's something that I still get today. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, whether it be a pencil drawer or if I'm just with even a colouring book with my children. Like it's creative. It's just something I really enjoy. So it was always trying to find the next step. So I think after watercolours, I had to poster painting on my walls at home. Even doing my bedroom as a young lad. My mum would just scoop, what are you doing? Why is this on my wall now? When did Sonic get there or something like that? It was always something.
And if you had to pick one medium for the rest of your life, you're not allowed to pick up any other one forever. Which one's it going to be?
It's hard. I'd have to say ice. I would have to say ice. But of course it'd be pumpkins. I do a lot of 3D pumpkin carving. We do that every year because you can get so much emotion and so much movement in the flesh of a pumpkin. It's unreal.
Oh, wow.
And it really does stop people and it just same again. It also brings other people joy as well. So even something as special as ice, because there's something very wondrous about it. So it's ice. It's ice. It's ice open. It's ice open.
I do get what you mean about when you see sculptures in ice or something like a pumpkin and kind of unusual things. It does stop you. Like I've walked past a few pumpkins or ice sculptures and been like, bloody hell, like
how does that happen?
So I get that kind of show-stopping moment that those things give you. So that's good. So tell me about your connection to Liverpool. Where did you grow up? Where do you live? What's your neighbourhood? What's your end now? I can hear you're a Scouser.
Well, that accent sort of gives it away. But I grew up in Garston. So I grew up literally around the corner from Garston Park. And I'm still in Garston.
You're still in Garston?
Still in Garston.
Okay. So I know that you did leave Liverpool for a while. I read somewhere that you moved to Australia and then you came back to Liverpool and started Hand on Art. So do you want to tell us a little bit about kind of where your travels have taken you and what brought you back to Liverpool?
Yeah, sure. Well, it was from my wife's work. So she's an accountant and she worked for a biotech company. And they asked us to have a secondment.
Yeah, that's
I think that's the right word.
Yeah, secondment.
To Australia for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And when we were out there, I also met up with an Australian ice sculptor called Glenn Smith. He was a really cool, inspirational guy. So it was good for the two of us to go out. There was really good reason for both of us to go. And we did just have a 6-month-old at the time.
Wow.
So so they
you
literally
moved your
said,
life
"Oh,
with
absolutely."
A 6-month-old. Oh my goodness.
It was hard, but it was really good. So that was the reason for going to Australia, and we spent a fair bit of time, even making connections out there. So I would do lots of different jobs because I found myself in a country where I didn't know anybody. My wife had people that she could speak to, and she was around other people in her work and all the rest of it, where it was me and Raven, my daughter's called. So it was at first it was quite lonely. I'm not gonna lie. When it was just me and the baby, which is fine. Like I really enjoyed it. I'm so thankful I had that time. So I made a few other connections out there. I was lots of different arty type jobs. So I was a photographer's assistant.
Okay.
A great man, Loch, I miss him. Yeah, so I was a photographer's assistant for a while.
Yeah.
I also did ice sculpting, but I still missed that little bit of connection.
Yeah.
So I also worked in a drive-through car wash coffee shop.
Oh wow.
Oh no, yeah, it was a drive-through car wash coffee shop.
Okay.
They're a thing.
Different world.
I know exactly, which was brilliant. So I got to speak to lots of different people and find more artistic jobs that way. So to the point where I flew out to Fiji to do work. I flew out to do New Caledonia, French Polynesian islands to do ice sculpting.
Oh wow!
And it was just brilliant. So the confidence there that I got just by going off and going, you're in charge of this really big job. Make it right, make it safe, make it beautiful, make it wondrous.
Wow.
Go. So being out there did help a lot, but I missed Liverpool.
Yeah.
So it was just time to come back.
Yeah. So after 2 years.
So after 2 years,
you're back home
we
to
came
Liverpool.
back. Yeah.
And what is it about Liverpool that kind of draws you back?
More than anything, it's the people.
Yeah.
It's the people. We are known throughout the world. Our hospitality is second to none, and with that we are fierce with it as well. We call ourselves Scouts. Not English, we're Scouts.
Yeah.
I find a lot of us say that.
Yeah.
To extent, absolutely true. We are our own people, and I missed it. I missed that. I missed my family. I missed Garston. I missed everything.
Yeah.
Just missed everything about it.
Yeah.
So it was just time to come home.
Yeah, I can relate to that. What is one thing that is very uniquely Liverpoolian, uniquely Scouse that you love?
That I love?
Yeah.
Oh, it is Scouse. It is the food Scouse. Yeah, it is the food Scouse.
Yeah.
I remember I started putting steak in it once, and then I got shouted at. I was like, it's not Scouse, that lad, it's stew. Where's the mince? And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, no, it is. It's it's the food. It's the
I don't think I'd get on with the steak version. That's just me.
Is
that like the bougie version?
Like? That's for posh Scouts. It's okay. Oh my days.
Okay, so is there any way that you think Liverpool specifically has influenced you as an artist?
If you walk around Liverpool city centre for long enough, you'll be inspired.
Yeah.
The amount of the graffiti art, the street performances. If you walk around long enough, something will inspire you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you are feeling artistic, when, as you said before, kind of it's like a thing moves through you, and you're just going with the flow.
I just get lost in my own head.
What's the thing that usually sparks that off for you?
A blank canvas. So it's literally if I've got something in front of me and I don't know what I'm doing, I think that's the best thing to inspire me.
Yeah.
Like what could it be? I mean, most of the time, if I know that I've said this a few times to a few other people, and they've gone, or they don't understand it, or they've gone, oh, that's really cool. But if I'm looking at a piece of wood, or if I'm looking at a pumpkin, I don't want the perfectly straight line. I want the stuff that has a bit of unique quirks, and it kind of tells you what it wants to be.
Okay.
So even as you're carving, or even as I'm carving away, if I think, oh, I'll do one bit and go, actually, I'll take a step back, I'll have a look around it, I'll go, that actually wants to do this. So it'll change. Some things do change, and that's just keep going with the unknown.
Yeah.
Have a rough idea about what you want, and then see where the material will take you. I think that's the process. That's the inspiring bit.
Right.
Where my mind will go.
Yeah, kind of the unknown. It's the journey, I guess, that
it.
you're going to go on, that you never know what it's quite going to be.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You're not the first artist I've heard talk about that kind of coming to the blank canvas, and rather than having an intent, kind of just letting something show you the way.
That's it. Yeah.
So that I find that really fascinating, because I'm not an artist at all. I former life as a musician, but yeah, I kind of I'm fascinated by the process of where the inspiration comes from, and what people's process are to get to the thing that I come along and go, oh my god, that's amazing. what was the journey that took you on? Yeah. I'm really interested as well in I know that you used to do workshops. You're taking a break right now from teaching to focus on your own art, but you used to do workshops, you used to do teaching. Talk to me about kind of what led you to that and what you got out of it, and what the intent was for the people that you were teaching.
Well, like I said, when I was younger, there was nothing better for me to do than art. To just create, to lose myself in that art.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that to Liverpool.
Okay.
I wanted to bring it in all the mediums that I thought I could teach. I wanted people to have that experience what I felt.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing better, especially when sitting at a piece of paper, music in your ears that you just love, just a free will of just creating and just seeing what you come up with. And that's what I wanted people to feel. The amount of joy that I get from that is second to none. And that's what I wanted to bring. To bring to other people. And like, I imagine a lot of people maybe turn up to that and they're like, I've not got an artistic bone in my body. Oh, lots of people.
I don't have any creativity. Yeah. So how do you help people like connect? Because I do think, even though I say I'm not artistic, I do think everyone's got like an inner creativity that maybe they've just not tapped into. So how did you, in your role as teacher, how did you help people find that, like, and connect to that and bring that out?
Well, it was more to let them know they were never going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what happens. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just creating. You just be in the moment, relax.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun. That's how it starts, to make them relax and let them know you're not going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Who was it? Bob Ross. Bob Ross. There's no mistakes, only happy accidents.
Yeah.
So that's the same again. Just where my process comes from. So if I start somewhere and I go, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Hang on a minute. That means if I do this now, it could look better. But I could create it and make it look different, to give it more form. So there's no mistakes to be had in art. I mean, especially if you say you've got no artistic bone in your body, all you've got to do is just keep going. Yeah. And see what happens. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. And what sort of transformation did you see that people being able to connect to their creativity? What sort of transformation did you see that happen to people?
The confidence and the joy that they experienced. You could see it in their faces. They were going. Yeah. Like they were like, oh, every time I do eyes, one's higher than the other, or smaller than the other, or my nose is crooked. And I was like, well, you're doing a pumpkin Halloween. Yeah. Like, make it scary. It's really cool. Yeah. Just remember that you're creating something that's different. You don't want it to be the same. You want it to be different. It doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical. Like when I tried to do it as easy as possible, because it was always going to be challenging. And I think people turned up knew it, and they were a bit scared of it. I said, just relax a little bit. Everything's going to be fine. You're not going to make a mistake. There's no punishment here. I'm not going to make you eat it like it's not. So once they realised that this was just fun and just a very short journey or a very short step into art, and maybe inspire them to do something different. Yeah. They also carry it on, which was just good. And you could see it. You could see the penny drop as well sometimes. Oh wow! But you'd see someone's head just go up and go, I've just done this, and it was like, you know what? That's amazing. That's really hard. Go over, give big massive high fives, like, well done. Like the praise is deserved. You're enjoying it. That's what this was about.
And it's about, I guess, to an extent, letting go of whatever the fear is, or just succumbing to kind of the creative process. Yeah, that's it. What does connection and community mean to you, and belonging as an artist?
It means a great deal. As a Liverpool artist, I meet lots of other Liverpool artists, and it's just awesome to hear their story, their experiences, and even sort of like things they feel that they're lacking, or it's almost reassurance. You're not the only one that's going through something that's difficult to break. There's lots of artists out there, and I find that most artists, they're worst critics of themselves. Yeah. And it's just amazing to hear other artists turn around and go, that's me. Well, that's phenomenal. So as our community that I've surrounded myself in, we're all doing the same for each other. We're all saying, that's class. We're all sharing images of work that we're doing. Yeah. And it's a constant. It's not reassurance. It's just that I appreciate what you're doing. This is awesome. It doesn't matter whether it's ceramics, it doesn't matter whether it's ice, wood carving, knitting, it doesn't matter. It's you putting your heart and soul into something, and then everyone else seeing it through the work. Yeah. Like that's what I think the art community is important for me around, because it's just love and it's forgiving. It's just Feels like I'm getting all cheesy, but it's just very wholesome, it's very lovely.
Yeah.
It's, if you're really looking for a real honest opinion, you'll get it. You'll get it. And that's needed.
Yeah.
And I think
that's appreciated.
Exactly,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah. So is there a real sense of belonging to a Scouse artistic community?
Yeah, well, yes. Like lots of my friends are different artists, and the ranges of materials are incredible, and it's beautiful to see. And that's like, I need help doing this. Anyone up for it? And I get a couple of messages, or same again. Someone got listen. We need help carving this, or we need people to help teach this. And there's always a hand. There's always a hand.
That's brilliant. And how do you think what role do you think art plays in building community, like outside of the artistic community, but more with like everyday people who aren't artists? What's the role that you think art plays in kind of connecting people and creating community as well?
So I'm going to use Snow Spray for this one because I've got an epic example of this. I was down in London, and I was doing this window in a cafe. And I was spraying these hills because some lovely big Christmas trees and stone cottages, and there was this lady walking past on her phone, and she just stopped. It was very busy, everyone was on their way home, London very fast paced anyway, and this lady just stopped. She put her phone to her chest and she just looked and she stared. There was just a smile, an absolute smile. I thought, what do you remember? Because just this woman's arm spraying in the windows. I'm thinking, what has this just brought back for you? What's this just brought back for you? And she's smiling. And there's other people standing there watching me. And then these two people, never met before, you can tell they're just on two separate journeys, started talking and laughing and appreciating what was going on. See, Christmas time is just a beautiful time anyway. So when you see something like a snow window, it just stopped these. And I use London because I always think London, everyone's there grumpy, no one's to talk to you, heads down, they're walking, that's it, that's how I found it. Everyone's going to where they're going. And these two people just stopped and they talked and they laughed. They thanked me and waved and then went on their way.
Just a kind of random moment of connection.
Exactly.
Complete stranger bound by just some kind of connection or memory or feeling.
You can see like you're remembering getting that present at Christmas when you were 5. That's what you're seeing right now. That's why I should have thought anyway. But you can tell it just stopped in her tracks. She just stopped. But they literally just put the phone down and was like, I just looked. And she was just in awe of the artwork of the situation. She just remembered something. You could see it in her mind that something just brought you a lot of joy there. That's just saying you back 20 years and you're now sitting Christmas morning, got a present that you wanted that Father Christmas, you're the happiest you've ever been. And that's what a snow window
for one person and then connected into another person. I think that's a really great story because you're right. I think art in all forms, but art can be that kind of catalyst that strangers can connect to, which then helps them connect to each other. Okay, so getting to the final stages of our chat, and this is a recommendation section. Okay, so tell us about an artist or some other creative in Liverpool that not enough people know about that you rate.
I think well, the only person that comes to mind is Matt Chandler of Glacial Art. Absolute phenomenal guy, European ice sculpting champion. Just a phenomenal artist. I know lots of people do know him, but more people can. Absolutely. So, Glacial.
I'll go check them out. I've not heard of them, so that's news to me. I'll go check it out. So, what about what's inspiring you right now? So, is there a book you're reading, music you're listening to, just something that's is inspiring you that you'd like to share?
Well, certainly, there's an artist. He's not that new, but there's an artist that I've been listening to. His songs. He's called Ren.
Now, I know him. Yeah,
some of the
stuff's
pretty dark. But I don't know. It's a view in something like the human condition, like how serious life can be, and how sometimes we think things are hidden from you. And I get some of the songs, some of the lyrics, like they hit you, like they literally punch you in the heart. Like it's something that I found myself continuously going to over the past sort of few weeks, months. That I just find a lot of inspiration there.
He's a good storyteller.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Yes,
weaves the thing he's telling very well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and then just tell everyone what's going on for you. Talk about Hand and Art Studios and what you're up to.
Right. Well, what am I up to? We're coming into the snow window season, so I'm prepping for that. If you want to book for a snow window, please get in touch on our website, which is Hand and Art Studio. What else am I doing? But I'm continuously doing different bits of art. So even if it's sculptures, paintings, murals, anything really. If you want anything cool in your house, there's something different. I've got a giant. Well, currently working on a giant snail with a lantern on his back, a really cool garden thing that I thought would look boss.
Amazing.
That's where your mind goes, and that's what that 5-foot pieces of wood wanted to be, a snail carrying a lantern. But check us out.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Paul. It's been a
don't.
real pleasure talking to you. And everyone check out Hand and Art Studios. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching Lapskaus Artist Deep Dives. If you enjoyed this, please hit subscribe and give it a like. It really helps more people discover Liverpool's artists and makers. And if you know someone we should do a deep dive on next, then drop a comment and tag them below. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Lapskaus_LPL and check out our Liverpool-inspired streetwear and art over at lapskaus.co.uk. See you for the next deep dive.